Hello and welcome to this very important presentation. Please turn up your speakers. We don't have a lot of time here, so I've connected a lot of very valuable information into this very short, concise presentation with no fluff. So let's get right to it. In this presentation, you are going to learn the hands down #1 way to generate high quality leads that turn into clients and grow your law practice. And this works in any niche of the law. And you are about to see how. Let me guess. You became a lawyer because you always dreamed of working 14-hour days just to make 100 grand or a couple hundred grand a year while you barely ever see your family or friends, right? Because that is the reality for most lawyers. But there is a better way, and in the next few minutes, you are going to learn a proven way to get out of the lawyer rat race and become an entrepreneurial lawyer that has other lawyers working hard for you while you reap the benefits and have more time to spend with your family and friends. What you are about to learn is what most lawyers are currently doing and why they are not generating many clients. I am going to run through that very quickly. Then you're going to learn the #1 way for lawyers in any niche of the law to generate high quality leads that turn into clients fast. Also, I'm going to show you how you can generate 4 times as many leads for your business in the next week using this strategy. Let's take a look at the real question at hand for your business and think logically about it for yourself right now. If you had to generate new high quality leads that turn into clients for your practice fast, what would you do? Think about that question. That is the $1,000,000 question. Again, if you had to generate new high quality leads that turn into clients for your practice fast, what would you do? Really quickly, let's take a look at what other law firms do. First, our good old newspaper ads. Those are kind of outdated and they go stale very quickly because it's the same readership. And unless you're catering to a very, very elderly crowd, newspaper ads don't really get you great results. Second, there's billboards. Billboards can get you some results, but they're more for branding. They're very expensive. And again, a billboard company is going to try and get you in a 6-month contract because they know that after the first 2 months, of the billboard being up, your results are going to go down dramatically because it's the same people driving by those billboards typically every day. Now, TV is another thing people like to do. The problem with that is it's very expensive. And again, it is mostly for branding purposes because TV typically yields a very low return on investment or ROI. And most lawyers can't even afford TV because they're priced out of it. But those that do it, it is very expensive again, and again has a very low return on investment. Last but not least is radio. Radio is another one that is outdated and has a very low ROI. And again, the same people will be listening. So at some point, the ad is going to go stale and no longer perform like it once did. Now, let's take a look at what the new and up and coming lawyers are doing. And that is Google. Now, this is not a presentation about SEO. I'm not going to be giving you, the presentation on search engine optimization, but I want you to think about this really quickly. We're going to talk about the fastest way to generate high quality leads for your business using the internet and specifically Google. And again, this is not about SEO. So here's the question. What is the difference between Google and all these other forms of advertising you see here on your screen? The difference is TV, radio, billboards, and newspapers. Those are forms of interruption advertising. You're trying to catch someone's attention that is not specifically looking for your service. Google is exactly the opposite. Google leads are the hottest leads, the most high quality leads, because someone is going to Google and typing in a search looking for you. For example, if you're from Dallas and someone is typing in personal injury attorney in Dallas, that is a red hot lead. It can't get any hotter than that when they find you at the top of Google. Now take a look at this chart. And you really can't, based on here, ignore Google anymore. Many lawyers ignored Google for many years, but as you can see here, in 2007, you might have been able to get away with it, get away with ignoring Google. In 2008, okay, 2009, okay, but look at the growth from just 2011 to 2012. The number of searches on Google has almost doubled, and I bet you it has already doubled at least one more time by now, especially with the increase in mobile searches being done with smartphones. So those that ignore Google in this day and age, if you're a lawyer and you think that you don't need to be on Google and advertising on Google, I don't know what to tell you. You then probably don't need to listen to the end of this presentation, because you're probably just stuck in your old set ways, and you're just going to keep on going down the same road, doing the same things you've been doing. For those of you that want to grow your business and you're serious and you realize that the internet is the future and Google is the #1 search engine that is not going anywhere anytime soon, then pay close attention to what you're about to hear right now. The #1 way to generate high quality leads that turn into clients in 1 week or less. Now, this is not SEO. Again, I'm going to explain the difference really quick. SEO is a great long-term investment, trying to get your website up there in the organic rankings, but there's no guarantee you're going to get into the top 5 on page 1. So SEO might be a great long-term strategy or investment for a business, but there is only one way to generate high-quality leads in less than 1 week and be at the top of Google for hundreds of different keywords and keyword variations. And that, of course, is Google AdWords. Google AdWords is Google's advertising system, and the huge advantage it gives local businesses a huge advantage. And lawyers are considered local businesses, if you didn't know that. Now look at this ad you see on the screen. I typed in Google Criminal Defense Attorney Las Vegas, and as you can see, the #1 result there is not a very great ad. We're going to talk about some great ad writing strategies later on, but what you can see is that the ad on top is twice the size of the ad below it, and how it has their phone number in it and the address. That is because Google gives a huge advantage to local businesses, which again include lawyers, where you can integrate your Google My Business listing into your AdWords ad, making it twice the size and giving you a huge advantage over your competition. And by the way, most lawyers don't even know this and don't even have their Google My Business listing integrated within their AdWords ad. This is a huge advantage that's been tested many times. And on top of that, many people actually call the number in the ad without even clicking on it. In addition to that, because your ad will be so much bigger than all the other ads on the page, it makes it much more likely that people are actually going to click on your ad as well. So this is a huge advantage that AdWords gives to local businesses, including lawyers. Now, take a look at this search I did for immigration lawyer Los Angeles. Now you can see the top 3 results are ads, which is Google AdWords, and the 4th result is from SEO. Also, if you notice, Google had made the yellow section where ads are almost a white. Google had actually made the yellow section where ads are now almost white tint, so it blends in more with the regular search results. Now, why would Google do that? Because they make money off the ads. That is how Google increases profits for their shareholders. They want people to click on these ads because it is a pay-per-click. So when someone clicks on the ad, Google charges you, but in exchange, you get the hot lead. That is how Google makes their money. Take a look at these 3 top ads. The first 2 have their Google My Business listing integrated with the ads, and those are not great ads there, by the way. We will talk about the importance of having great ads in a minute. Now, the third one does not have a Google My Business integrated with their ad, and you can see, and the last one is the SEO. That's the difference. This SEO person has to be ranked #1 to even be near the top of the page. First of all, if you think you're just going to come into a market and you're going to rank at the top organically, you are out of your mind. People have been SEOing in your niche, in your market for years, and you think you are just going to come in and in a couple of months you're going to rise above someone who's been doing SEO on those keywords for maybe 3, 4, 5 years. So we're talking about paying thousands of dollars per month for 6 months or maybe even a year just to get on the first page organically. Or you can get on Google AdWords right now and be at the top, not just for one keyword you are SEOing for, but for hundreds of different keywords and keyword variations. You could be #1 on the page in a couple of days once we get you up and running. Now, we are going to talk a little bit about what makes successful campaigns and what makes campaigns that are not so successful. So let's get right into it, why most Google AdWords campaigns fail. The #1 reason is most lawyers don't even realize this. They don't even have a landing page, or they have an awful landing page. Many times, if you do a search on Google and you click on the ads, lawyers will send you right to their main website with hundreds of different site links and all of this information about them and their company. That is not what gets traffic to convert if you want to convert your traffic into leads and to people picking up the phone and calling you. You need a high converting landing page, a page that is specifically made for people that click on your ad and land on that page, and it gets them to pick up the phone and call you right away. I'm going to show you an example of what a good high converting landing page looks like in just a minute, and I'm also going to tell you the importance of what it does to the results of your campaign as well. So if you've ever had a Google AdWords campaign before and you've never gotten the results you wanted because your campaign has failed, it's probably because of some of the reasons I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you examples coming up in the next slides, okay? Now here is an example of a really awful landing page, okay? I Googled and clicked on the ad, and this was the page it took me to. This is not a landing page, but the main page of a website, and not a very good one at that. But someone out there is actually spending their hard-earned money on ads and sending their traffic to this website, and it's not even a real landing page. This is an example of an awful landing page where the person doesn't even know what they're doing. They have no clue and no idea what they are doing. Again, they are just spending money and literally wasting that money and not getting the results they should be getting because of this awful landing page that they're sending people to. Then they will say, Google AdWords doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't work because they have no idea what they're doing. Just look at the landing page they're sending them to. Now let's look at the second reason most Google AdWords campaigns fail. They have horrible ads, just to be blunt, with low click-through rates. If you have a bad ad, which most lawyers don't even realize, they just set up their AdWords campaign, they throw up one ad, they don't split test multiple ads, so they don't have any idea if it's good or not. They don't know what a good ad looks like. They don't have a professional copywriter writing their ads. They get bad ads with low click-through rates. Here's an example of a good ad versus a bad ad and how a good ad can instantly double your leads. Okay, look at the ad on the top here. Look at the ad on the top here, which is a pretty good ad. It was one of the best ones I could find Googling around here for a couple minutes. But you will see they have their Google My Business integrated in the ad. They have their site links where it says family law, child custody, Nevada divorce, and contact us. The different areas they work, the phone numbers in the ad, affordable family law, aggressive and affordable attorneys, call now for a free consultation, versus look at the one on the bottom, family law attorney. Number one, they don't have their Google My Business integrated in their ad. Number two, speak with a family law specialist, State Bar of Nevada certified. What an awful ad that is. So the difference between the top ad and the bottom ad is the difference between what could be a successful campaign and a bad campaign. If the top ad has a good landing page versus what is probably going to be an unsuccessful campaign with the bottom ad, and then those guys are going to say Google AdWords doesn't work for us. Yeah, it didn't work because you have an awful landing page and you have an awful ad, and they probably had an awful landing page as well. Now, the third reason many AdWords campaigns fail is due to bad campaign setup. So basically, if you just try to go in and set up your own campaign and follow Google's basic instructions or whatever you can find, you are probably going to fail miserably, okay? And if you have ever tried AdWords before, or if you have ever heard of people blowing through a budget very quickly, not getting many results, this is probably why. Well, probably due to a combination of all three of these things: bad campaign setup, no landing page, or an awful landing page, and horrible ads with low click-through rates. Now, PPC managers, I kind of call them a dime a dozen. There are these big nationwide companies you've probably been solicited by, some of them yourself. They basically say they can set your campaign up, and essentially what you're going to get is a $35,000 a year employee who's just doing some basic campaign setup based on some very basic training they've learned. They don't know anything about landing pages. They don't know anything about ads. They don't know how to optimize an active campaign properly. And this is not what we are. In fact, we are essentially the exact opposite of that. And you will learn a little more why, if you haven't already, as we finish this presentation in the next few minutes. Now, I want to go back to the landing page. A good landing page can literally double or triple your leads. Just literally by having a high converting landing page, you can often double the amount of leads you are getting for the same amount of money spent. Okay, now think about that for a second. So if you're spending $1,000 and you're only getting a certain amount of leads, But if you have a high converting landing page, you can get twice the amount of leads, which means you are simply doubling your ROI by having a high converting landing page. This is really the key factor in the success of many Google AdWords campaigns. Yet most attorneys don't even know what a high converting landing page is, let alone have a good one that is converting really, really well for them. It is very important for you to realize that. And again, going back to the second piece of a high converting Google ad, you can also instantly double your leads. Now here's the great thing about this. When you have a high click-through rate, and without getting too technical, that basically means more people clicking on your ad. So if 100 people do a Google search and 4 people click on that ad, you have a 4% click-through rate, just to put it in layman's terms for you. Really, all you need to know is a higher click-through rate just means that the more people clicked on your ad. But what happens is Google actually rewards you when you have a higher click-through rate. Google is all about relevancy. And if people are clicking on it, it says that it's a relevant ad, and they actually reward you by giving you a lower cost per click. So not only do you get twice as many potential leads when you can split test and have a good high converting ads, when you can have good high converting ads, but you're also getting twice as many clicks. So not only are you getting more clicks, but you're also getting a lower cost per click. So think about this formula here for a second. If you can get twice as many clicks on your ads, when you get twice as high conversion on your landing page, that's 4 times as many leads that you can be bringing in. That's the difference between a campaign that helps an attorney's business grow by millions of dollars in revenue per year versus a campaign where someone tries and is like, yeah, I tried that Google AdWords thing and it didn't work for me. 4 times the results. Think about that. When it comes to Google AdWords, little things make a big difference, especially when we're talking about landing pages and ads. This is very important for you to realize because that is the formula for success. It is the difference between your campaign making it or breaking it, doubling your click-through rate, and doubling your conversions on your landing page. Very, very important for you to realize that. And here's the best part. We already have these proven high converting landing pages for attorney, as well as high converting ads to use in your campaign. And we have the exact keywords to use, plus tricks to optimize the results that we have learned through trial and error over the years. These campaigns have been running for a long time in many different markets, so we've already done a lot of this testing for you. So here's what we know. Google is the new yellow pages, and it's going to be the #1 way for attorneys to generate leads via the internet for a long time to come. So if you aren't generating leads from Google, then you are missing out big time. So here are your options. You can try to do Google ads yourself and go through years of trial and error and spend tens of thousands of dollars trying to figure out what works, or you can hire us simply to plug in our proven high converting landing pages, ads, keywords, and additional optimization tricks that we've learned through years and years of testing. The choice is yours. I just want to leave you with one final question to think about. Do you want to be a hardworking attorney your entire life that grinds out 12-hour days for $100,000 a year, or maybe a couple $100,000 a year? Or do you want to be an entrepreneurial attorney that builds a huge law practice with dozens of people working for you while you reap the benefits because you learn how to build a real business with continuous new leads calling your office every day? The #1 most important thing that every attorney needs is new high quality leads that turn into clients, and we all know the internet is the future and the present, where if you're not generating leads from the internet, you're missing out big time. And so if you're going to be able to master the #1 way of generating leads from the internet, you're going to be able to be an entrepreneurial attorney that has new leads, calling your office every day, and you're going to be able to grow your business tremendously. So if you can see the light and you're interested in taking the next step, then we'd be happy to have a free consultation with you to learn a little bit more about your business and discuss your potential investment in plugging in our proven system to generate new high quality leads for you from Google. We appreciate your time and hope that you've received some massive value from this presentation, and we look forward to speaking with you if you choose to have a free consultation to discuss how this can work for your business. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great day.